So, we're ready to continue working on Pearl's thermostat replacement on her 360 engine. Now, we have already shown you the new thermostat that we're going to put in. And then we didn't have a gasket for the thermostat housing, so I had to order that. Well, I got the gasket and a little bonus too. So it kind of faces me with a question now. Whenever it comes to replacing that thermostat and the housing, we know we'll use a thermostat that's new. But for the housing cover, is it out with the old and in with the new? Or do we just keep the old reliable and have the new for a spare? Decisions, decisions, decisions. Hello again, my nomies. Welcome back to the MT and me as we kick off yet another session with lovely Pearl here right behind me. Appreciate you joining us once again. I want to start the show out today with a couple of openings. I have not one, but two boxes once again to unwrap for you. All right, we're going to do the big one first, because everyone likes to open that big gift the first, right? You know how it is. Yeah? So, anyway, we're going to open our big box first. Now, I got to tell you, this one is, I'm going to figure out how to open it. It's not for Pearl. This is for the Equinox. Quick recap, just a few weeks ago I had that interesting trip to Monroe to meet up with Ree and talk about water heaters, and then I ended up having some hot water problems on the way home. My Equinox started overheating. So I limped my way back to cross it, and in the process of getting here I also had a flat tire that had nothing to do with the overheating. It's just one of those cases of when it rains it pours. So anyway, got back to cross it, went to my tire dealer, got a new tire, and asked them, could you guys check out, because they also do some mechanic work, said, can you check out the cooling system? Sure. So they did that, and they said, well, looks like you just diluted the system, and so they drained it and flushed it out, put new coolant in it, all that good stuff, and I'm good to go there, no problems. Okay, good. Also had them do a little bit of front end work. I had already purchased some front end suspension parts for the Equinox, thinking I'd probably do it. Well, I never did. I really don't want to get into that. It's not my forte. So I said, look, I got the parts. Can you guys do the labor? Sure, no problem. So they ended up replacing the tie rod ends on the front, on both sides. And of course, they gave me a front end alignment, and the Equinox drives great now. So in the process of finding all that, a lot of times they find other stuff, and they happen to notice I had a couple of oil leaks. Not bad leaks, pointing his knife at you. Not serious leaks, but seeping. It was seeping around the oil pan gasket, enough to make a mess. And it was also starting to seep out around the valve covers on the engine. Okay, they said, tell you what, get you some gaskets, make an appointment, we'll replace those too. Sure. Is that a job I could do? Yeah, probably. But they're much more better equipped to do it. It would take me a whole day to, get under the car, get it high enough to work, get under it, drain it, drop the oil pan, get that fixed up. And then you've got to take off half the top of the engine to get to the valve covers. And there again, it would take me a long. They're much more better equipped to do it and do it quickly. So, yeah, I'll pay them to do it. So, I ordered the gaskets. And here they are. This, quite obviously on its size, is the oil pan gasket. Okay. Does it say anything anywhere on there about it specifically? No, except if it's a General Motors product. Which, my Equinox is a Chevrolet. We're good there. But I can tell from glancing at it here without spreading it out, that's it. That's the oil pan gasket. So, okay, we got that. Somewhere down in here, amidst all the packing material, we should have these. It is a set of 2 smaller gaskets. These will fit on the valve covers. And here again, no real specific part except for the number, but it's got the valve covers. Also has one very small ring here at the bottom. I'm not sure about that one. I don't know what that's for, unless it's a PCV valve or something like that. That should be all that's in this box. And it is, except for a lot of this stuff, which is handy. If I ever have to send something back, it's good having all this, what do you call this? Air wrap? Airbags? Does it say on here what it's called anywhere? Actually, no, it doesn't say. So, we'll just tuck this back in the box and set that to one side. Okay, so they're both on the ground. Let me pick these up. So, I got my gaskets. All I have to do now is call my mechanics and get an appointment to get that work done on the Equinox. And that should pretty well, I think, get me up to speed on Equinox repairs. Except I think the only other thing I pointed out a few videos ago is that I still need to do the clock spring in the steering. And there's some other little stuff that will be taken care of eventually. So there's that. Okay, now, as for Pearl, last week, we took off the thermostat cover and got the old thermostat out, preparing to put a brand new thermostat in her, and we discovered that we did not have a gasket for the thermostat cover. So, could not buy one locally on the spot, so I had to order one. Well, okay, I did, and I have it. That's this other box, which, hang on, this is one of those little, all right, those little locking boxes. Okay. Here we are, a gasket for the thermostat cover. And it would appear to fit just perfectly so that we can get this cover cleaned up, get the engine block cleaned up, put it all back together, put the thermostat in, of course, and put it all back together. Or we can take this gasket, still clean the block off, take this gasket and put it on this shiny new chrome painted, it's not plated, it's painted, thermostat cover that came with the gasket. I say that because I was actually buying the gasket. I went in to get the gasket. They looked it up at the parts store and they said, yeah, sure, you can get that gasket. But they said, you know, for about $1.50 more, you can get the whole assembly. So you could buy the gasket, and it's not expensive, 12, 13 bucks, something like that. The gasket was around, $10. And they said, look, for, $12.98 or whatever it was, I don't remember really, you can get the whole assembly, a brand new thermostat cover and gasket. So I said, sure, why not? And so that's what I have. It's the same thing. Well, it's a little different, it's a little longer, but it's the same size, so there shouldn't be a problem. If anything, being taller ought to give you a little more grip for the hose. So yeah. And so now I'm faced with the choice. I have the gasket. That's what I really needed. Okay, I've got the gasket, got a brand new thermostat, so I get the block cleaned up and ready to go, and then I get to decide, do I clean the old one up, which can easily be done, and it's perfectly fine. Do I clean it up and put it back on, or do I put this shiny new one back on? Huh. I haven't decided yet. I don't know. Maybe we should go see what they look like. So, get that out of the way. There's our opening. Like I said, we have to clean around it where the gasket goes. And we know the old one will do just fine because that's where it came from. So do we put it back, or do we set the new shiny one back? There. Here we have new shiny. Old, not so shiny. But this does match the rest of the engine, you have to admit. And if I go with the new one, yeah, it's pretty, but it is, well, aside from maybe the carburetor here, it's really the only shiny thing that's going to be on top of the engine. Oh, I can clean up the, valve cover opening here, and we'll probably get a new breather cap of some sort. May or may not be chrome, so there may be some other chrome looking parts. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. The truth of the matter is, it's not going to matter a lot because this is going to cover it all up anyway. So it's not like anyone is really going to be looking at the top of my motor. So I don't know. Maybe we'll put the new one on. Maybe we'll just stick with the old one. I have a decision to make. Please stand by. Okay, Nomies, we are back. And, yeah, I've made a decision, I think, what comes to putting the thermostat cover back on. I slept on it. It's the next day, and I thought, well, I thought this over carefully. And I decided to go with the new. All right? For one thing, and it's nothing against the good old cover. Like I said, it is perfectly good. A little bit of scrubbing on it and cleaning it up, and it would do just great. It's in perfect condition, and you can bet I'm going to hang on to it because you never know, do you, right? So I'm going to keep that. Always put it right back in the box. Let her rock. The new cover, well, several reasons. One, new thermostat. New cover. New and new. They kind of go together. New gasket too, for that matter. So it's kind of a whole assembly, But what really pushed it over is I got to thinking. About Pearl. She's my girl, And I figure anything shiny I can give her will be a good thing, So, yeah, she will appreciate all the shiny she can get. So, it's a little thing, but I hope she does appreciate the gesture. Me showing my love with a bright, new, shiny thermostat cover for her engine. Anyway, that's what we decided to do. And all we have to do to get ready for that is get down here on the engine block and be sure and scrub around the old gasket area to be sure that's clean. We'll scrub it off like with a putty knife, and then give it a light sanding so that it's nice and smooth and clean. We don't have to worry about cleaning this one because, hey, it's brand new and it has no gunk on it. So that's another reason it kind of puts my work in half as well. So we're going to put the new one on, but before we do that, we need to clean up where it goes. Okay, I think that's got it clean and smooth. Now let's see about getting the gasket and the thermostat in and the new cover on. Well, that has it in place. That has it snug down fairly tight. I guess I really won't know if it's tight enough until I actually run some coolant through and make sure it's not leaking. I will check the book to see if there are some torque standards on those bolts. And I'm sure there are. There are torque standards for everything. And we can torque them down to the right tightness, just to be on the safe side. And I think with this extra high spout, for lack of a better word, we'll have a lot easier time getting the hose on, tightening it down. And as I said, I have new hoses for both the top and the bottom here. But you know what? I'm really not going to mess with those today. I had debated going ahead and putting the hoses on, but it's late, it's hot, and honestly it looks like it's about to rain, so I just as soon wrap this up and come back another day, finish up the job. Might even wait until we put the radiator in before we put the hoses on, because they're not going to really do anything until that point anyway. So, in other words, there's no hurry. But I will stuff this back down in the top to protect Pearl's new thermostat. And I hope my girl likes her new shiny, because I think it looks good. And she's worth it. And with that, Nomies, I'm going to say goodbye for today. Thank you so much for watching once again, hanging in there while we do a little updating on Pearl's cooling system, new thermostat, an unexpected new cover for it. We're well on the road now to the new hoses, getting the radiator back installed, and of course, once we make sure our gas system's working well, we're going to fire this old 360 engine up. It's going to happen soon, mark my words. For now, thanks a lot. Remember below, give me a thumbs up on this video. Subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure and join us each and every week right here on the MT and Me. I don't know if you heard that, but I heard thunder, so I'm out of here. I love you, my Nomies. I'm Russ. We'll talk later.